Assalamualaikum everyone and good morning. We'll begin from our session today and we are so glad to have you all here. Kindly be seated so we can start our session. We'll start from the recitation of Quran. So I'll call Mr. Saeed to proceed the session.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين صدق الله العظيم.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala khatamil nabiyyin. Amma ba'd. Rabbi ishrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the conference presentation session. We begin our first session with inviting our honorable panel members for the first session. And this is rightly in the context of financial inclusion in order to develop the economy and develop the society. So I would like to welcome Dr. Muhammad Fahim Khan, who's been the former director of IFSI and has been the deputy governor of the State Bank and is a very well-known person in Islamic and finance and the economics field. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand to Dr. Muhammad Fahim Khan. Second panelist is Dr. Mehboob Hassan, a very well-known person, a lot of publications in the Islamic economics and finance, and you heard from both of these speakers and guests. And of course, I'll be the third panelist on this, and I'll be the moderator as well. We begin with our first presentation, and that would be Mr. Banaz Rashid, the role of financial inclusion in financial development, international evidence. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand to Mr. Banaz.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, the panel and the distinguished guests. I am Balaj Rashid, doing my PhD from University Putra, Malaysia. The first one. The role of financial inclusion and financial development. Can you proceed the slides? And I am lecturer from the Square University of Balochistan.
Okay.
And you know the introduction, the academic lecture has adequately discussed the role of the close relationship between financial development and economic growth. It is widely accepted that financial development is important for the long-term sustainable economic growth, defined by the Levine and the Dimitriades. Can you proceed the slide? And again, the meaning of financial inclusion, definitely everyone described that access to the affordable financial services, that is loan, remittance, insurance, and access to payment for informal financial system. Recently, the policy maker recognized that financial exclusion as risks for the political environment which obstruct the economic development. It's the report from CGAP 2013. And this graph shows the various region of the economic region of the world that have the different financial inclusion, which has the adult population are using formal financial systems, formal financial institutions. You see the high income countries, 89% of the adult population are using formal financial sectors. If you proceed to the MENA region, Middle East, South Africa, only 18% of the adult population are in financial sector. In South Asia, it's 33%. In Pakistan, it's definitely yesterday said by the distinguished guests, 86% of the population are excluded from financial sectors. Around the world, the statistics show 2.5 adult population are not availing the benefit of banking services. Global Financial Development Report. Because this one may be due to the poor people have limited access to the formal financial sectors. Usually, they rely on the informal sector to save or to borrow. There is not much being discussed whether financial development implies financial inclusion implies financial development. Specifically, research is failed to provide adequate evidence whether financial development helps to promote financial development. If financial inclusion tends to promote financial development between the banking sector and the capital market, money market and the capital market, which one currently leads to financial development, whether capital market or money market. The objective of this study to test the hypothesis whether financial inclusion has an impact on financial development using 97 countries from developed and developing countries from 2004 to 2012. Empirically, our study involved the regulation of two proxies of financial development, which is money market, we use domestic credit to private sector, and for the capital market, we use stock market turnover ratio. The model we use that financial development is equal to lag-dependent variable, that is financial inclusion, GDP per capita, public debt, trade openness, financial openness, institutional quality, and the error return. The variable we use for the domestic credit and the stock market turnover ratio from WDI and commercial banks, branches, and ATMs for 10,000 adults we use for the financial inclusion to check the outreach of the adult population. This data is collected from the IMF. Financial openness, we collect the data from Chin and Electron. Institutional quality, we have different determinants of institutional quality. It is like 6 determinants of institutional quality. We average them, then we get the institutional quality variable that is collected from WGI. Public debt from IMF and GDP per capita from WDI. We use for this study generalized method of movement. The system GMM, we use this for this study because we have 9 years and the N country is 97 countries. Our T is less than the N. GMM estimator is combined both the movement conditions and it is less biased and more persistent. The first model, we use domestic credit to private sector. We use two different proxies for financial inclusion. And I found that for the banking sector, means for the money market, financial inclusion promote financial development. We see that it is 1% significant level for financial inclusion with both proxy if we do not include endogenous for the lag dependent lags. And the GDP per capita is also significant for all the models. And the trade openness, we found the negative relation of trade openness because due to the developing in the developed countries, and institutional quality has significant impact on financial development. So our surgeon, we test the surgeon test and the AR1 and AR2, all the tests pass this result. And for the second model, we use domestic stock market turnover ratio to check the capital market. We found that the financial inclusion has negative impact on financial development because I used 46 countries for developing countries and 52 developed countries. Maybe the stock market is not developed in developing countries as compared to developed countries. And the GDP per capita is significant, and the same institutional quality is also significant impact on financial development, and we studies pass the Sargent test, and the instruments are less than the number of groups, and AR1, AR2 is not significant, it means it is validate the theory. Then for the robustness check, I test for the difference GMM to check our result. We also found, we checked with the domestic credit money market, said that financial inclusion promote financial development with the both proxy of financial inclusion, and the other results are also consistent with the system DMM. Yeah, this one is stock market turnover ratio, same, the second proxy for financial development. I used the same proxy to check the robustness check. This study also at the same with the previous results. The conclusion of this history, the empirical result based on the dynamic system GMM and the two different proxy for financial development, and the number of big branches and ATMs are significantly improved banking sector development. On the other hand, the result of financial inclusion indicates an insignificant relation with stock market and stock market. Most of the developing countries, the same reason have underdeveloped stock market and maybe this number of big branches and ATMs. The finding of this paper can suggest the international policy maker for the long-term economic development and financial development. Thank you very much. In the list of country, it's end of the slide. Thank you very much.
Any questions?
Very interesting presentation, just because of very huge data, which is normally not observed. But one of the financial indicators which you have used to regress with financial inclusion, one I remember was stock market development, and one was I discovered about. I just want to ask that, have you don't you consider that we must take into consideration the legal, structural development or structural reforms which countries have taken, as Malaysia is playing a leading role to make conducive environment for the purpose of financial inclusion or financial expansion. So shouldn't we take that? Would that be very effective? My question. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with you, but if I use the determinants of financial development with the model, which has institutional quality, it shows that whether we have the legal system, bureaucratic quality, rule of law. These also show the strong or the impact on economic growth. So that's why I use only the determinants of financial development. Just like the financial openness, trade openness, and per capita income, these are the determinants. If I use the structure, that can be another contribution for my paper.
So I think when we are trying to open new avenues, then we must not be consistent with the existing proxies or the existing measures. We must try to look it from another angle and try to identify the way it would be appropriate, because we are trying to create new things with existing, proxies or measures or indicators.
Yeah.
Can I make a small announcement? We are limitation of time. So in order to give chance to maximum participants, I request that please because slide on raising the question. So just mention the question and Narumar and what is what, and we will reply it on question later on. Similarly, if you have comment, please mention that this is a comment, and please make your comment within 2 minutes or 3 minutes, so that maximum people can take the time. So can you revise your question? I'm sorry to just a precise question.
I had my question, but I had a comment. That actually, as we are trying to open new avenues from perspective of Islamic finance, then we must not take things as they have been going on from right from the beginning. We must try to look at from another angle, and we must try to find new indicators which would probably explain the things better.